Hey everyone, my name is Will. Welcome to Room and Goods. So there has been some interesting things that's been happening around VR recently, especially what people are creating in Dreams on PS4. Some of the VR experiences people are developing is incredible and familiar in a good way. And speaking of PS4, I'm happy that Hitman III is actually receiving VR support. Catwalk VR just concluded their crowdfunding campaign for their latest consumer-focused VR treadmill and collected a whole lot of funding. Life Alyx received another update on the game that makes you feel as if you have these amazing powers. And recently, I just read an article that has some interesting thoughts about Apple Glass and the Oculus Quest 2. So Dreams on PlayStation recently released a game where it provided the players the tools to make VR experiences or a VR game. Now, this actually unleashed a whole lot of creativity from others since the launch. Apparently, someone is making Disney VR experiences. Now, if you haven't been to Disneyland lately because of certain issues that's been happening out there, well, there's actually another way where VR can actually bring Disney experiences to you. A creator named The Army of DOS actually made an Indiana Jones experience, which is a Disney ride attraction that's made entirely in Dreams. And you can actually view it in VR. Now, the actual ride is located in places like California's Disneyland or Florida's Disney World or other parts of the country. This particular Indiana Jones VR experience is inspired by Disney in Japan. So check this out. Now, here's the real thing in Japan. And here, the creator developed a similar experience down to creating the surrounding pre-ride environments. Even the Disney maps when you first enter the experience. If you've been to Disneyland or World, I'm sure you're pretty familiar with this part. Plus, the audio coming from the experience sounds authentically from the actual ride itself. And the creator didn't stop there. He actually created Disneyland's Space Mountain and the Tower of Terror. The creator's ready taking recommendations from others about recreating rides such as Pirates of the Caribbean, Splash Mountain, and Haunted Mansion. My vote would definitely be the Haunted Mansion. So I am pretty excited about Dreams, and we'll get in there as soon as I can and create some VR experiences. If you want to keep an eye out on some of the VR experiences, you can actually go on indreams.me, click on the games, and from the filter options up on the top, select the VR compatible or VR only option, and I already noticed someone even made a VR Beat Saber game in Dreams as well. So when you have a chance, take a look around, you might see something that you like. So during PlayStation State of Play Showcase, Hitman 3 will now have PSVR support, and all this will actually launch in January 2021. Hitman is one of the more lethal Assassin's video games out there. There have been a series of installments over the years, but this sounds like with VR incorporated into the game, it will take the game to a whole new level. Having VR support, it will put the player in a first-person perspective of Agent 47. It will include all the missions from the first two games, so we will get VR support for Hitman and the Hitman 2 missions, as the trailer has pointed out. With the launch of PS5 console at the end of the year with the increased GPU power and a faster loading time, it's going to allow for better gameplay and increase intricacies of the levels in Hitman 3. So VR could provide the game even more ways to engage and immerse us within the game and new challenges in solving these complex puzzles. So imagine being Agent 47 and moving in a crowded street, taking down your target in a first-person perspective. In fact, this is how they describe the action on the PlayStation blog. You'll stand face to face with your targets and look him in the eyes, blend into the busy crowds and hear the chatter and conversations happening around you and interact with the items using your hands. So be on the lookout for this game. I'll put a link of the trailer in the description if you're interested. So you guys remember that story about Cat VR, which is a China-based company? They're the one who were making the first consumer version of a VR treadmill called Catwalk C. Now, if you're following Cat VR, the Kickstarter campaign started back in June to raise funding for their treadmill. It was about a month-long Kickstarter initiative that ended on July 30th. The goal was to raise $100,000 US, but instead they actually raised $1.6 million in funding. In fact, less than 24 hours after the launch back in June, they reached $1 million US, which surpasses well over their $100,000 goal. I must admit, when I saw those numbers, I was actually surprised they even reached well over $1 million, let alone in 24 hours. After all, the most inexpensive plan that was shown was $699 US, and it went up in price the longer you wait, which turns out to be a smart move on their part. However, those prices did not even include any of the shipping cost. The cost of the treadmill could cost up to $350 US or $400 US, depending where it's being shipped to. And the fact that people are watching their wallets a bit closer these days makes me wonder who's actually buying these VR treadmills. Are they average VR enthusiasts, or perhaps even a VR arcade business? Also, the company pointed out that they were the most funded VR peripheral in history besides the Oculus Rift and the Pimax. So with a good amount of backing, Cat VR is well underway of producing these VR treadmill. They have mentioned the first units will arrive in October 2020, which is definitely an aggressive timeline, but they do have the experience of making VR treadmill because they have built other VR treadmills for enterprise uses. Now that they're more than fully funded, they're working on additional components like the overhead cabling, pulley system, a dedicated game, a haptic feedback modules, and by the way, they haven't currently released the final prices of the treadmills yet. So hopefully they deliver a quality product, and I'm hoping the best for them. So Life Alyx received an awesome update. They actually replaced the original gravity gloves with what they call the glorious gloves, basically taking all the capabilities of a gravity gun and put it right in the gloves. Now, the developer really changed the gloves into this amazing weapon. If you check out the Steam page, they'll list all the abilities of these gloves: levitation, punting, and better gravity. So my personal favorite is definitely punting. So with a closed fist, pull an object towards you and just punch forward, and you can see things flying forward like you're sending this energy blast to the objects. Or you can use this energy blast to break objects instead of using your weapon. With levitation abilities, you can float objects and even heavier objects by keeping your hands closed, pull the object towards you and hold the object in mid-flight, or if you choose, send it flying to the air by punching forward. Now, in order to download this update, you just have to go to the Steam community page, look up Life Alyx, then go under Workshop and type in Glorious Gloves here in the search field, and it should pop up, and just hit subscribe to download. But you'll also have to download the scalable initial support add-on as well in order to be fully functional. Just perform the same steps and type in scalable initial support and hit the subscribe button to download. I'll put a link in the description if you want to take a look at it. So in order to check if that actually worked, just go back into the game and go on the add-on section and you'll see it right there. So to activate the gloves, I just started a new game and it worked. So recently I just read an interesting article on scarghost.com. He actually interviewed Robert Scoble, who's very much into technology. He worked for companies like Microsoft and Fast Company. Interestingly, he spoke about Apple Glass and the Oculus Quest 2. Many of the things that he spoke about, I definitely do agree. He goes on saying headsets like the Oculus Quest is not ready for the masses because it can be uncomfortable, there's size issues, it's not simple enough to use. As you know, without modifying the straps and wearing for at least 30 minutes, it can cause someone to want to take off the Oculus Quest. By the way, as a side note, it's really not a good look for Oculus that a third-party vendor need to jump in and fix the issues of the Oculus Quest. So for someone who's perhaps not familiar with the VR headsets and seen or read reports that Oculus Quest can be uncomfortable, that can obviously be a huge turnoff. So at its current state, it's not really ready for the masses, and looking at the unconfirmed leak photos, we may have a similar issue if they don't come up with a better solution for the head strap, like maybe releasing Headstrap Pro. Now, the article reminds us the Quest has sold 1 million units, and that sounds great to VR users, but we have to consider that Apple can sell even 200 million phones in the same time frame, and it's only 8% of the phone market. This can give us some context how much work or energy Oculus has left to do to push VR to the mainstream. Oculus will definitely help with the VR movement, and they've shown us through the Oculus Quest that they can make a decent standalone VR headset, but Robert feels the company that really is going to push the movement forward is really Apple. And everyone knows Apple hasn't even created one headset yet. But remember that leak this year that Apple was working on VR, AR glasses or a headset? They will probably be the company that will disrupt this market because they have been proven in the past they can make desirable products that delivers user-friendly, compelling user experiences like their iPhone, Apple Watch, AirPods. He goes on saying Apple have the resources to do it because they have a very powerful and known brand. They have lots of content, their own ecosystem, their own retail stores, and the list goes on from there. And finally, he feels it will be a Quest Pro that will cost the consumer $600. Robert has heard it will have a better GPU, a smaller and more lightweight design, a better camera for better hand tracking, at least 90 to 120 Hz with a 4K screen. And he actually summed it up pretty nicely by saying, look past the box and look inside. He believes there's a bigger market for a better Quest than a cheaper Quest. And you know what? I tend to agree. It has to be a Quest Pro or a Quest 2 because at this point, Facebook needs to stay competitive, and by selling a cheaper headset with downgraded features doesn't address some of the issues that we are currently having with the Quest. With the head straps being uncomfortable and selling a downgraded headset that is smaller and lighter or have similar specs of the Oculus Quest won't actually move the VR market forward. The Quest already has an old Snapdragon 835 chip, which is 3 years old now, and if they release the new Oculus towards the end of the year or next year, it would nearly be 4-year-old technology. So the overall experience wouldn't be that great if the Oculus was downgraded, both the head straps and the specs. That would actually be a huge turnoff for a lot of people, and I'm not just speaking from a gamer's point of view. So I really think it will be a Quest Pro or 2 with improved specs to again stay competitive. They will probably lower the price of the Quest eventually, just like what they did to the Oculus Go. So for those who think it may be a Quest Lite, are you convinced that it can be actually a Quest Pro? As always guys, if you liked the video, press the like button and consider subscribing. Talk to y'all later.